What is up, everybody? It's another sports rant. Today, we are going to talk about what's been circulating in sports most recently. We have the Super Bowl coming up. We've had the NBA All-Star Game, the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl games are happening right now, which are kind of ridiculous and silly and kind of not really important news. What I really want to talk about right now is this thing that's been circulating the internet for a while now. I saw it a couple posts last week, especially after the Chiefs won the AFC Championship game and have made it to the AFC Championship game ever since Patrick Mahomes has been the starter the last 7 years. They've either been in it, won it, and now they're in the Super Bowl again. And it started to draw comparisons. I see this graphic a lot where it is comparing Tom Brady, some specific stats of Patrick Mahomes at 28, and comparing Tom Brady's stats and Patrick Mahomes' stats before 30 in the playoffs. And it was really interesting to see how much of that discourse is how it's gotten really big in the media to start talking about is Patrick entering the GOAT conversation. And I've spoken on this before, but I really want to go into a little more detail on it right now, is because as a Patriots fan, I feel like I have to defend Tom Brady, but I also feel like I am obligated to appreciate the greatness of Patrick Mahomes as well, because he's a great quarterback. But in all reality, it really feels still in the public view anyway. It still feels like, yeah, you know what? Even if he wins the three-peat, Brady is 2-0. He beat him in the playoffs, which beat him in the Super Bowl, in the AFC Championship game, when it mattered. He beat him. And it also, I was attesting to those, even if you don't count that. Even if you're like, well, you know what, blah, 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 there's some differences. This three-peat has never been done before, or you're just comparing those stats, the Patrick Mahomes is boom, boom, better yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, all younger before he turned 30 in the playoffs. And what really got me going on that specifically was looking at it I was like, wait, hold on. Tom Brady, his first Hall of Fame career, right? From 2001 to about 2006. There was a completely different way they played defense. There was Ray Lewis. He played against Ray Lewis and the Ravens, and Ed Reed, and the Steelers had a really good defense back then. I'm trying to think of who else. Essentially, what I'm saying is Tom Brady played when you could hit the quarterback below the knee, in the head and neck area. You watch Ray Lewis highlights from that time period, 90% of them are flags. That's just the reality. Now, if Ray Lewis did made those tackles today, he would be fined and there would be a 15-yard penalty. It's just what the game has really come to. And even though it is kind of still the public opinion that Tom Brady is better, just because we are kind of tired of Patrick Mahomes, and that's just the fresh villain in our minds right now. Because I don't remember too long ago when people were like, fuck Tom Brady, fuck the Patriots, that's the worst, oh my gosh, we can't stand the Patriots. And now the Chiefs have gotten so good that people have really forgotten it. That people are starting to defend them left and right. And it's this is really cool, and I'm like, this is awesome. And like as a Patriots fan, it's like, huh, like I feel appreciated. Like everybody's like, I constantly repost them anytime I see them. Is these it's like it was the Kevin McAllister meme. It's like he pulls the picture out, and it's a picture of Brady and Gronk, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I promise I'll be good. Just come back." And it's really funny because like it shows you how quickly humanity like will turn back to something different. And anyway, that was kind of a real big tangent there. But what got me really excited about what really irked me on this was I saw Stephen A. Smith talk. They were discussing this exact topic. It was a clip, and I cannot. I'm paraphrasing here. Is like they asked him, is like, if is Patrick Mahomes like closer to Tom Brady, and like is like if he wins this three-peat, does he surpass Tom Brady? And he's like, yes, absolutely. I'm like, wait, Stephen A. Hold on. You talk about how great Michael Jordan is and how much better he is than LeBron James. LeBron James is soft and flops. And I was like, Tom Brady played when you could take his helmet, like you could knock a guy's helmet off, and there would be no flag. Where it's just like, okay, that was a legal hit, and and you're talking about how much better how a Patrick Mahomes how Patrick Mahomes is better. Like, hello, what? Then get like, and you talk about toughness when you're when you're talking about that, and that's ridiculous. And I think really what it is with Stephen A. is not really what he thinks and what he believes. It's what'll get the clicks, what'll get people like, ooh, angry, right? Because he's in the entertainment business. He's not necessarily in the business of, I want to spread facts and truth, and this is my truth. It's like this is interesting, right? It's the interesting business, like, which is fine. I am totally for that. Like, if he wants to expand he's trying to make money, and saying that will get a lot of people angry because people are angry at the Chiefs right now, and it's fine, but it made me angry a little bit, so it worked. That was really what got to me, and I was like, bro, like, you don't like we gotta remember, like, I know Patrick Mahomes is having a generational run. This is insane. He could possibly do what no other quarterback has ever done. What no other team has ever done. This is the Chiefs in general, is complete a three-peat, which is insane. Which has never happened in football. It's happened in basketball a couple of times, twice with Michael Jordan, once with Kobe, and it's oh shit, can't remember which. It's happened in another sport. I cannot remember which other sport. I'm really big into basketball and football. Those are like really my main focuses, and track and field. I would talk about track and field, but nobody would want to fucking listen to me. Actually, I'm wearing a track and field shirt right now, so it's that was the sport I was good at. But anyway, that's what it boils down to. Is that would be great. It would be historic. I like personally. For historical purposes, it's like, yeah, I would want to see it, because you know what, the chances of it happening again are so slim that, you know what, if it starts putting delusional people thinking that Patrick Mahomes is better than Tom Brady, fine. You know what? let him. You know why? Because I know the facts, and I know that there's some things that if it if it happened if they like that's the greatness of Tom Brady, and we always have to remember that is that whenever these media guys and these people who are trying to get clicks and trying to get that rage bait out there, you got to remember that these that look at Tom Brady played before I was born, won three Super Bowls before I was born. I was born in 2006. Then in 2006, 2007 almost completed an undefeated season, which is very similar to what the Chiefs are going through right now. I think this is like their 2007 Patriots, right? This is their ninth symphony. This is but like the masterpiece of this is whoa, like this is you it's incredible. This is incredible. What we can witness here. It is like the 17-0 Patriots. It's like it feels like that. I didn't get to watch that, but I've trust me, I have studied those teams in and out. Those Randy Moss, Brian Branch, Deion Branch. I mean, I don't know why I thought Mike Vrabel. Those teams were insane, and that 2017 is the pin. Is probably the best sports team to never win a championship. And we are on the cusp of something very similar. And if say Sunday, Patrick and the Chiefs lose in the Super Bowl for the first time, and Jalen Hurts joins Tom Brady and Joe Burrow as the only quarterback to beat him in a Super Bowl, that'd be pretty incredible. I think that is on like the same level as like going 17-0 and missing and like losing in the Super Bowl. Very similar. But anyway, that and actually 2008 Tom Brady's this is the start of Tom Brady's second Hall of Fame career. 2008 tears his ACL. The NFL actually changed the rule changed the rules for him. They changed after Tom Brady's tore his ACL. Matt Castle comes in, takes the Patriots 11-5. They actually lose the division, miss the playoffs for the first time in 7 seasons. The NFL actually changed. That's when the NFL started being like, you know what, we need to protect the quarterback. It was the start of that, because after Tom Brady tore his ACL, they started implementing rules. They implemented the rule you could not hit the quarterback below the knees. That's how Tom Brady tore his ACL week 1 in Miami. And then he comes back in 2009. There's and that was like MVP Brady. It was just like everything. He won a lot of MVPs, but he didn't make the playoffs as much because it was like he was kind of getting. There was the team. They had rich guys, Randy Moss and all that stuff, and it was like this. But then like MVP Brady, long haired Brady, we loved that. I really was personally one of my favorite eras. And then you get to 2012, they lose to the Giants again. Trust me, that was probably one of the first Super Bowls I watched as a kid, or listened. I listened to Super Bowls on the radio, but that one was rough for me, because that was when I really like started being a fan, because I was like about 6 years old, and so that was the first Super Bowl I got to watch. My brother was a Patriots fan, so I was a Patriots fan, and it was awesome to start to build. That was the beginning of my football journey. Is that loss to the Giants in 2012, and then again we run, and then we get 2014, the Seahawks Super Bowl. Then we have the Super Bowl Super Bowl 51, which is probably one those two moments. I had to listen this is boring Max facts, but um, I listened. So we had a satellite radio just hooked up in the kitchen, and you could see like the score would like roll by, and it would be like any like 20. It was doing like it would have like the abbreviations, and so we were watching. It was Seattle 24, New England 28, and we were listening, and it's like, and Russell Wilson drops back, and it's intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. And I swear, my brothers and I freaked out. I thought that was the greatest moment of my sports fan life. Because I had just like that year I bought like a knockoff like Tom Brady jersey. I still have it. I think I gotta hang that thing up. But and then I had and it was like, oh my god, like my brothers were like, what's going on? This is so wrong. Like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, this is like nothing can top that. Like that was like awesome. Like adrenaline. I barely like remember that moment. I remember like running around the kitchen like screaming my head off, and then I was like, I thought nothing could top that. And then 2 seasons later, we lose heartbreakingly in the AFC Championship game to the Broncos, and the next season, after that AFC Championship loss, we're back in the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 51. And it's like we had to drive back. We were driving back from somewhere, and so we were listening to like the first like quarter on the way on that drive back, and so we were sitting there listening. It was like blah blah blah, like what, and like we all know what happened in Super Bowl 51. The first quarter was like, oh my gosh, are the Patriots gonna like what's happening? Tom Brady throws a pick six, and we're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, at least 4 is pretty. Like I remember like telling my mom like during halftime, like 4 is pretty good. Like I mean like he still has 4 Super Bowls, like that's pretty good. And like being like distraught, and my brother and I. By this time, the satellite radio had vamoosed from the kitchen, so my brother and I had to go out to the car. We turned the car on to like accessories so we could listen to the radio, and we turned on Westwood One, and we're sitting there listening as the Patriots, and as we listened to the greatest comeback in NFL history, and it was awesome. And that had to been the top 10. That is the number one greatest moment of my life. I remember every time the Patriots scored. I remember running into the house and being like, "Mom, they scored again! They scored again! And then like boom, they scored again! Devontae Hightower forced a fumble! Oh my gosh!" And then I'm listening to the Edelman catch, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, he caught it for sure!" Like not even knowing, but knowing he just caught it. He caught it. There's no other way he had to catch it. And then like my brother was like kind of like making fun of us, like, oh my god, like really at halftime I was like, he was making fun. I was like, oh my god, Tom Brady's not good. And then like after that historic comeback, he's like, I'm never making fun of Tom Brady ever again, because that was just the worst karma of my life. And it was awesome. That was the coolest moment. And then finally, and after that, we segue into I actually get to watch Super Bowl 52 at my grandma's house. Tom Brady, that is actually, little known fact, that is not 2007, not 2016, the 2017 Super Bowl 52 against the Philadelphia Eagles and Nick Foles and Doug Peterson. Tom Brady had his best statistical Super Bowl. The Patriots did not punt. Neither team punted in that game. That was a fucking good game. And but that is even though they lost, Tom Brady got strip sacked right at the end of the game. That was his best statistical Super Bowl. Like if you just look at the numbers, easily his best. Like he had like 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and like no picks. Like yeah, he lost the fumble at the end of the game. I was like, it's fucking that's fucking Brandon Graham. Like that was just like there was too much involved there. Like and it was a weird ending to the game. But anyway, and then Super Bowl fifth, like go back to back again. Like they were in 3 consecutive Super Bowls. They missed one. Didn't mean to flip you off there, but they missed one. They lost that Super Bowl 52. They go back to back. They missed that Super Bowl 52. They had a chance. Like if they had won that, would have been an insane three-peat. That would have been the coolest three-peat ever. But they that 53 Super Bowl 53 against the Rams and Jared Goff. That was the greatest defensive Super Bowl performance. And I think Julian Edelman probably had the best. That was probably his best Super Bowl performance. He did win Super Bowl MVP, like rightfully so. Because he played really fucking good. And that was something about the Patriots. Like they would always, like Julian, Gronk would always just like play really fucking top tier football in the playoffs. Like maybe like nobody thinks of like Julian as like a top 10 wide receiver all time. It's like nah. He's just a top 10 playoff wide receiver of all time. Kind of like how Travis Kelce is. Now it's like top 10, like top 2, but he is 2 tight end of all time. Gronk is obviously the top number 1, but and then they win their 6th, and I was like, this is awesome. 6 Super Bowls. I remember doing the dishes afterwards. We had finally just got like an antenna to watch football on, so we were like hooked it up to the TV. My mom and I actually hooked it up to the TV for the AFC Championship game, which was probably better than this. Those 2 championship games were fucking good. I remember that was the NFC Championship game where the Saints got fucking robbed on the pass interference. And I remember I was watching it by myself, and I was like, there was a pass interference. Like I was like 12. I was like, pass interference. Like what the fuck? Like call it. And like the ref is just watching him. Like Sean Payton's going ballistic on the sidelines, and the Rams go on to win in OT, and then you get, and I was like nothing's gonna top that. Like dang, like I can't wait to watch the Patriots game. And we're sitting there watching. My mom and I are sitting there watching the Patriots game, and it's like, oh, Tom Brady is eviscerating them in the first quarter, fucking going crazy, and then like Patrick Mahomes like comes back, it gets close in the halftime, and they obviously go to overtime, and the Patriots just do what they do, they fucking win. And I remember because Tom really just he didn't little bro. Patrick, but like he was like, oh, you're doing great. You're gonna be a great player in this league for a long time, and then they went on to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, with probably one of the better defensive performances, and one of like the more solidified, like the Patriots were a better team, but effort and then of course he goes to Tampa. They lose in the wild card, and then we lose in the wild card. Like the next couple of years are weird. Losing in the wild card. Then he goes to Tampa Bay, and he wins another Super Bowl there over Patrick Mahomes, and then just kind of which really solidified him as the GOAT. Like Tom Brady has stats that teams don't have in the playoffs, which is he has more Super Bowls than any other NFL franchise. I think he has more passing yards than some in the playoffs than some teams. Which I mean is like this is his greatness. This is his manifesto. And then again, we can also talk about Patrick Mahomes. What he's done is pretty impressive. Like what he's done in his short career, which in the 7 years that he's been able to play, played really well. Like he went to the championship game. His first season starting, I think he threw 50 touchdowns that season. His only maybe 2 or 3 losses. They got the 1 seed. They lost. I think they lost in like week 16. His 2 only like notable losses were to Tom Brady and the Patriots. And what he's done so far is great. It is greatness. I'm rooting for the greatness. And I think we get it either way. I think if the Eagles win and Saquon has a really, really good game, I think Saquon has to win. Not just Super Bowl MVP, he has to win the MVP of the league. That is just, it is diabolical. But if Patrick and the Chiefs win, that is greatness. That is insane greatness. And I know that a lot of people are shitting on him right now because of the refs and win games. There are opportunities besides calls that change the game. Yes, you are bitter because like your team lost, but I have like having a unique perspective, being on that other side of being like, well, that like we're just, if you want to be better than us, beat us. But otherwise, that's probably going to be the video. I ranted a lot about Tom Brady. I glazed the fuck out of him, but love it.